Why is no one talking about this movie? Welcome back to The Haunted Beard, everybody. My name is Jake. Thank you for joining me. Today, I want to talk to you about what I think is the most underrated film of 2024 so far, and that is LaRoy, Texas. Before I get into my review and thoughts on the movie, I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for helping grow the beard. You guys are awesome. And also, I want to give a special shout out to Amanda. She is also one of my patrons, as she actually recommended this film to me. As this is a movie that has flown completely under the radar, I had never heard of it until she brought it to my attention, and I decided to give it a watch, and I am really glad I did. So, with that being said, let's get into my thoughts on LaRoy, Texas. This is a dark comedy crime thriller, and it tells the story of this guy named Ray, who has just recently discovered that his wife is cheating on him, and he decides he's going to kill himself. He can't handle life anymore. He gets no respect. Everybody just tramples all over him. And right before he does the deed, he is mistaken for a hitman. And that event sets into motion a whole bunch of wild, crazy, and unpredictable things that I thoroughly enjoyed watching how it all unfolded. And this is the feature film debut from director Shane Atkinson, who also wrote the film. And this is a guy who is now officially on my radar. This is a very impressive first effort. Now, I think the best indicator of whether or not you are going to like this movie is if you are a fan of the Coen brothers, you are probably going to like LaRoy, Texas, particularly their films like Fargo and Burn After Reading, a little bit of Blood Simple, maybe a little taste of No Country for Old Men. But especially if you are a fan of Fargo and Burn After Reading, I can pretty much guarantee you're going to like this movie, as this is a great combination of comedy mixed with the crime thriller. And I really love the setup here because it is so reminiscent of some of the Coen brothers movies, where you've just got this average dude who is at this point in his life where he's kind of miserable. Some bad stuff has happened to him. Nobody respects him. Everybody just kind of runs all over him. And he gets to this point where he realizes he's got nothing to lose. And he finds himself in this situation where he is completely unprepared and unequipped to handle it. He's completely in way over his head. And just watching him try to navigate this wild, crazy situation is a whole lot of fun. And I was surprised how funny this was. Most of the comedy lands. There's a handful of genuine laugh out loud moments. The writing here is funny, it's clever and smart, and it also is very engaging because it takes so many unpredictable directions and has so many twists and turns that it really just kept me engaged thoroughly throughout the entire film. And so not only is Atkinson able to write good comedy, he's also able to write a very engaging mystery thriller film as well. And he's really good at writing characters, as I found most of the characters really memorable and entertaining. Steve Zahn plays a private investigator who gets kind of mixed up in the entire situation and kind of partners up with Ray to try to figure everything out and solve everything. But I found Steve Zahn's performance really good. Dylan Baker plays a hitman, and he brings a nice counterbalance to the comedy by bringing a more serious, dark, sinister presence. And so I really like kind of the balance there between those two tones. And overall, this is just a really fun ride. It's got good, memorable characters. It's funny. It's thrilling. It's got a good mystery. It's filled with all sorts of twists and turns and unpredictable things that happen. There's always a wrench in the plan. There's always something unexpected that happens. There's always another roadblock. And it's just a whole lot of fun watching how it all unfolds. There's a couple nitpicks I could make. There's at least one, maybe two scenes where the comedy doesn't really land. It kind of gets a little over the top, a little too goofy. There's one scene kind of later on in the film where I felt like the plot was getting a little convoluted, a little kind of overboard with sort of the twists and turns and double cross kind of thing. But overall, neither of those things really hindered my enjoyment all that much. So I was a big fan of this. It was a pleasant surprise. Like I said, I think this is the underrated film of the year so far, at least for me anyways. I don't know why more people aren't talking about it. I thoroughly enjoyed this. And yeah, definitely go check it out if you like more of the comedic kind of crime thriller. I had a really good time with it. I rented it on Amazon Prime for like $4. So yeah, go check it out. If this sounds good to you, I think it's definitely worth your time. I had a really good time with it. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10 for LaRoy, Texas. So yeah, there you go. Hit me up down below if you've seen this. Would love to hear your thoughts on it. And if you haven't yet, go check it out and then let me know what you thought of it. So would love to hear from you. That's all I got for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you got anything out of this video, go ahead and do me a favor and do not click that subscribe button unless you want to be haunted by the beard.